In August 1939, the foreign ministers of the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany sat down in Moscow and signed an infamous treaty of non-aggression. Known as the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, it contained a secret protocol that carved the region into spheres of influence, paving the way for World War II. By the end of the 1930s, Germany's aggressive actions had brought the European continent to the boiling point. While France and the United Kingdom made concessions to Germany to avoid conflict, Chancellor Adolf Hitler continued with plans to expand the borders of Nazi Germany, annexing Austria and a big slice of Czechoslovakia. Meanwhile, Germany's relationship with the Soviet Union was fundamentally hostile. Hitler's rise was largely predicated on his opposition to Bolshevism and communism. Late on the night of August 23, 1939, the foreign ministers of Germany and the Soviet Union, Joachim von Ribbentrop and Vyacheslav Molotov, signed a 10-year neutrality pact.
In Hitler's
The
policy,
agreement
and one or two
surprised
found
the
a
world.
humorous angle to it.
Prior to 1939, it was pretty much unthinkable that these two sides would actually end up essentially in collaboration.
For Hitler, it was primarily a short-term strategic arrangement, allowing him to invade Poland without fear of Soviet intervention. Joseph Stalin, however, was more invested in the pact. Besides guaranteeing a beneficial economic relationship with Germany, it was that secret protocol that lured the dictator into signing.
He gets all of the territory that he wanted, all of the territory that was lost by Russia at the end of the First World War. Essentially, his strategic goals as an international communist are met by the fact that the invasion of Poland means that Germany and the Western powers are at war. So for him, this is win-win. His two great enemies, the enemies of world communism, are at war with one another.
On September 1st, 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland. 2 weeks later, on September 17th, the Soviet Union attacked from the east. Eventually, all of Poland was divided and occupied. In compliance with the secret protocol, Stalin later also attacked Finland, installed pro-Soviet governments in the Baltic states, and occupied regions of Romania. The three Baltic states and parts of Romania and Finland were eventually annexed into the Soviet Union. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact lasted less than 2 years. On June 22, 1941, Nazi Germany attacked the Soviet Union. The agreement was terminated. After the war ended in 1945, Western forces discovered a copy of the treaty and its secret protocol in a Nazi archive and revealed them to the public. Joachim von Ribbentrop was convicted of war crimes at the Nuremberg trials and executed. For decades, the Soviet Union claimed the secret protocol was a fabrication. Vyacheslav Molotov himself remained active in post-war Soviet politics. He was never prosecuted for his role in Stalin's purges and died in 1986.
It took a long time, really, for the Soviet Union and, by extension, Russia, to come round to any sort of open, honest admission of what happened in 1939. And Molotov himself was symbolic of that. He went to his grave denying the existence of a document that he had signed in 1939.
The Soviet Congress of People's Deputies denounced the agreement in 1989, and the Russian Foreign Ministry finally published the documents in 1992.